Now, umepata kazi juzi bank. You are now doing business very well as a contractor or anything else. Your first money, what do? Buy a plot. Then after buying a plot, build flats. Guys, my brothers and sisters, big companies like the one I quoted, including Equity Bank, including their own headquarters, is leased. They don't own. So you want to tell me, in your mind you have more CFAs, you have more actuaries, you have more financial advisors than Equity Bank? Old Mutual that bought even UAP here in Kenya. Old Mutual, you know it, is bigger in South Africa. Old Mutual, I saw in the Business Daily this week, they have put up for sale all their real estate assets in the entire East Africa. Wanasema, please come and buy. Hatutaki. Do you know, including that landmark tall building in Nairobi? Ile Christmas wanawekaga vitu hivi mataa mingi tunaona huko. Hata hiyo wanauza. You can go buy. Maybe it's around 5 billion. Now, this is a company that is already divesting from real estate. And I am saying that with all due respect with my brothers who are in that business. I'm now talking to the buyer, not the seller. Other than the house that you live in, and other than the farm that you need, what is this plot you have in Kitegera, and the other one in Kamuru, and the other one in Kigajo, and the other one in Narumoro? Ni ya nini, ni ya kufanya nini? I am not saying that I am an oracle, but I just want to tell you, mimi sina pahali nachukuaga rent. Because you realize this business of building things, building, you are actually doing it for the satisfaction of the people who live in, not for you to make money. Because the return on investment on a flat, the return on investment is less than 8%. People will keep saying, oh, 12 or 15%, toa yote, and you give it time. It will oscillate and still settle down below 8%. That is the math even Equity Bank does. Badala ya kuown building, ati tunasema Equity HQ at all building or the 5 billion, mwaki ana order, 5 billion ata nikiled micro loans. They'll give me an ROE of double digit, maybe 15%. Why can't I lend you the 5 billion mukiwa wegi? By end of the year, munilipe interest, let's say 18% of 5 billion is how much? 900 million. Why can't I give you, munilipe 900 million per year, then nilipe rent 400 million, then 500 million in faida? Let me ask you, when you build a house anywhere, including anywhere in Nyeri, your utility as an investor of that house is only the money you get, because you have no utility of living there. So your math must be very direct. Musianza hizo vitu kuwa sensational, oh, you know, owning a flat, nini. Let's be practical. You have 8 flats, manyumba mrefu hivi. Do you live there? So why did you build? To make money, is it? Is that the most optimal manner of putting your money? That should be your only consideration. Now, usileta emotions. Because if you live there, you can justify and say a utility of a house where you live cannot be justified by how much you are getting. You don't live there. You've not been there for 6 months. Your caretaker lives there more times than you. Then, watu hawapumui, kuna furaha tunacheka igine, and munaonaga all my friends who build, they are always on phone. We mwaga mchanya, we kakoto lile, there is always a story hapo. Mahiga masione mwai yake, dimethi Even if you want to own that flat, why can't you invest where you are getting double digit? After getting that double digit, wait for your brother angangane na simiti kuibiwa, angangane na nini. Wewe ukipata ROE yako ya 18%, after 5 years, through the faida peke yake, uende ununue akuwe amechoka on your behalf. Fanya hesabu, my friend. The other thing is that you do not need to use your money all the time. I do a lot of mentorship for university students in my office. And when they come, everyone, when they want to start a business, it is ni kama kamanyu kanapeanwa pahali. Sasa nikimaliza kuongeleza hivi na venye nimejikakamua leo, hata siongei siasa ati ni juu ya biashara. Then nikitoka hapo unajua utaniuliza aje, okay, umeongea vizuri, where do you get capital? That is the question that is almost resonates every time. Nitatoa wapi capital? Na mimi wacha nikuulize, capital ya kufanya nini? Because that is the what you need to answer. All that, when you get somebody asking you, nitatoa wapi capital, hana idea. Because if you have a very well polished idea of a business, believe you me, you'll attract money. And money is not just borrowing. There are many models of financing a business, and they are in Kenya also, not just in the US. Facebook never became Facebook because it was Facebook. Facebook became Facebook because people like Peter Thiel is a venture capital, invested money in Facebook back then. By the way, mathematics. Peter Thiel invested in Facebook $500,000 and got 2%. Wacha niende pole pole ndio mpate what I'm trying to say. And the other point I talked about 100% of the business. Peter Thiel, there's something called venture capital, and there is something called private equity. There is something called angel investors. What do these people do? They come, uko na idea poa which can be commercialized. They give you money to start, but other than being alone, you seed a stake in your company. You see the stake. Stake means a shareholding. So you seed. Once you seed, so biashara ikianguka, you don't owe that guy anything. But if the business does well, they are part of that business. So Peter Thiel invested $500,000, got 2%. Just a few years later, Facebook got listed. After listing of Facebook, he sold 2/3 of the 2%. What an yoge pole pole hapo. This is a point I want you to understand. He had 2%. He had bought all of it, like to the pesa ya Kenya. 500,000. Hata tuseme ni ya Kenya. 500,000. A few years later, Facebook got listed. He sold 2/3 of the 2%. At how much? $625 million. Now, what am I trying to say? If the Facebook founders never needed the money for Peter Thiel, Facebook would still be your 100% owned company now. It will not be the global company we know. The intersection of the idea and money is what creates a business. An idea with no money to start it is still a dream. The intersection must appear of this idea and money. And you haven't even tried. You are just saying, wanatuongeleshaga maneno ya biashara, tutoe capital wapi? You have not even asked anyone to give you capital. How do you know people are not willing to give you money and you have not asked anyone? And then mtu anauliza hapa, who are those venture capital? And those who are those PE? This is my answer. That is precisely also an opportunity for you. The fact that you don't know any venture capital or private equity in Nairobi or Nyeri is already an opportunity for you to be one. Why? Because here there are people, by look of the introductions that we got here, there are people who have 10 million lying in the bank. There is already a person here with 10 plots. That plot, what is it for? That money can work for you faster elsewhere. Start a venture capital. If you don't know one, you don't ask me. Nitawatoa wapi? Is that already an opportunity for you? But they are there. I mean, you can use the internet. Now, this is something else I know about money and investments. And I think I had made some notes, sana spedi kurifa, but I didn't want to, I wanted to mention a few things precisely. In everything, let me paraphrase. Everything is buy low, sell high. Everything. Buy low, sell high. When you're talking about commodities, even manufacturing, there is one sentence I'm looking for. Now, you make profit. Just listen to this. You make profit at the point of purchase, not the point of sale. You do not make profit at the point of sale. Profit is made from the point of purchase. That sounds like investments, but it's also business. When you are a media house, what do you sell to us, especially at TV? You are selling something called eyeballs. People watching you. That is your product. So how can you buy cheap eyeballs and then you sell expensively in terms of your adverts, pricing? In business also, business that has inputs and outputs, you do not make money when you are selling the product. You make money when you are buying the inputs. When you squeeze to the lowest point possible, the buys, at that point you've already made your profit. But then all of us here focus, pesa unatengeneza ukimaliza kujenga hiyo kitu unajenga. No, money is made at the point of purchase, not at the point of sale. For you as a businessman, I mean. Then, I hope by now we already know, kuweka pesa kwa bank, hizo vitu zote, they are not for people in this hall. By now we already know that. Kiura, if I found you with 5 million shillings in your bank account, I'll tell your wife. For them to realize you are not as they think. I think by now you already know. When you have money, you just want to see, many times even me, when you make your first, let me not mention things, money a lot, but when you make your first that one, unataka bank, unaitisha statement. Ndio uone hapo chini imeandikwa nini, na pia kashia unamwambia hebu nisomea vizuri hapo chini. So I said narukaruka tu, nyinyi ni watu werevu mnashika maneno. All the people I know, by the way including myself somehow, a lot of money is made during crisis. Warren Buffett, the one for Berkshire Hathaway, ni mzee, me I'm thinking as a businessman you already know Warren Buffett. If you don't, itagogo baadaye. Warren Buffett saa zingine anakaanga na cash money, not for the reason that I gave for Kiura, but for this other point. Just waiting for the right time. Just waiting for the right time. So anakaanga na pesa. Like now if you Google, Berkshire Hathaway holdings in cash, crazy amounts of money. Crazy. In hundreds of billions of dollars. What does he do? He has studied the markets, he has studied the economies very well. Like in the year 2002-08 financial crisis, his work was to deploy cash. Why are you deploying cash? There was a crisis, financial crisis in the entire world. So what was happening? Companies were collapsing. So Warren Buffett, he was happy. Companies were begging him to buy them at any price. So he bought up a company like Bank of America. They merged with another one which was called Merrill Lynch, became BOA Merrill Lynch, bought them for nothing. Another one. So, and he keeps saying, and this is a point you need also when you are investing, when everyone is very greedy, be fearful. And when everyone is very fearful, be greedy. Because we operate in herd mentality as human beings. For example, now, I'll mention something about the NSC, Nairobi Security